Ever wondered why this piece of machinery is called a mouse? Apparently, the first mouse had a wire that looked like a rodent's tail. Anyway, the mice have progressed a lot since then. I mean, they have a whole movie made of them, Ratatouille. And yeah, we're gonna be talking about what are the main differences between a simple workstation optical mouse and the Logitech G402 gaming mouse. I mean, there are a lot of differences, but we're going to be talking about, we're going to be comparing the both mice, the preferences. Should you switch to a gaming mouse? Should you spend a $120 to $200 on a gaming mouse, or you should stay on the $15 workstation Bluetooth mouse? This is going to be a complete review of the Logitech G402. Stay tuned, subscribe the channel for more reviews, give this video a big thumbs up, so I'll be putting down another review of this gaming keyboard. Let's get this video started. First of all, to compare both of these mice, we have to talk about what's DPI. DPI stands for dots per inch, which is corresponded mainly to CPI, which is counts per inch. DPI is actually referred to the sensitivity of the mouse, that how much you move your mouse on the surface and how much your cursor moves on the screen. A normal person wouldn't be able to tell the difference between a 8000 DPI and a 1600 DPI. Why is that? Because, for example, if you have a 60 Hz screen and you suddenly switch to a 144 Hz screen, you will experience a great change in the refresh rate of the screen. But if you switch from a 144 Hz screen to a 60 Hz screen, you will notice a lot of difference, because a 60 Hz screen has a lower refresh rate than a 144 Hz. So you will be like, I should kill myself, this is pretty slow.
Can you believe that?
That's exactly the case with these mouse. This simple optical mouse has a fixed DPI sensor, which means that when you move your mouse on the surface of your table and the cursor moves on the screen, it has a fixed speed. It cannot be changed except from the option of the window, which is programmable. It is a fundamental feature of window where you can change the mouse sensitivity, but it actually changes the speed of your cursor. The sensor in this mouse has nothing to do with it. It has a fixed DPI. This mouse cannot change the mouse sensitivity except for the windows itself, which creates a great delusion, since when you change the mouse sensitivity, there is a huge difference. Why? Because, for example, this is a 60 Hz screen. If I change the mouse sensitivity of this optical sensor, which is almost 800 DPI, it is going to cause a lot of interference in the screen. You will see several cursors when the mouse cursor moves from one end of the screen to the other end of the screen because of the fixed sensor of the DPI. Whereas if we come to this gaming mouse, this Logitech G402, it has a certain DPI range. It has many sensors in it. We're gonna talk about what is DPI now and how can you change it and what's the main difference. Actually, it is the DPI. Before moving on to the software of this mouse, first talk about the appearance of this mouse. This mouse has 4 buttons on its side. This is the programmable DPI changer button. Then we have the scroll and as well as the scroll button too. Then we have these 2 clicks, of course. Then we have this light on there, which is programmable actually. All of these buttons are programmable. This is a programmable DPI changer where you can switch to different DPIs between gaming. And these are the DPI buttons which can change the DPI according to the multipliers of 800. You can change the DPI in a multipliers of 800. These are the 2 programmable buttons. I've used the push to talk button for this programmable button, and there are many options. You can actually do literally anything with this gaming mouse. There's different short keys and you can program this light as well. So let's talk about the software and the light. So here we have the application of the mouse, which is apparently called Logitech G Hub. Here, as you can see, I have an active profile of desktop, which is the default profile. I have the Logitech G402 right here. If I click it, we have the light sync option. First of all, we have the effect fixed. You can change the color from right here. As you can see, if I swipe to move it to black, it shadows down a little bit on the mouse. If I move it to the blue part, it shadows up. As you can see, the light blinks quite brightly. Then we'll move on to the breathing motion. Breathing is actually controlling the light in a breathing motion. As you can see, if I select the rate at a vast amount of 1000 milliseconds, it will breathe very quickly. And if I select the rate down to 20,000 millisecond, as you can see, it is gonna breathe in a very long time. Then we have the assignments. We have the commands we can assign to the programmable buttons. This is the mouse here itself. We have the DPI down, DPI up, primary click, middle click, and secondary click. Everything here is programmable. This is the default program profile. As you can see, Windows left mouse button plus Windows L will lock the PC. Then we have the keys we can assign to it. Then we have the actions, push to talk button if you want it on a Discord and Overwolf, etc. We have the macros, then we have the system that you can do the tasks. Then we have the sensitivity, the DPI, which is the main thing here. We have a lowest DPI of 400. If I click 400, as you can see, the mouse is going to move really slowly. If I move to 800, it is going to move into a multiple twice the 400. If I click 1600, which is the double of 800, this is my primary profile because I think that 1600 is almost really nice for me, because in shooting games it is almost good as any mouse out there. Then we have 3200, which is the double of 1600, and it's pretty fast, as you can see. Then we have the 4000, which is the fastest, as you will move in a micro selection from the end of your screen to the end of the tab. You see, so this is the game of the DPI, which a single small optical mouse does not have. So I recently switched to my simple optical mouse to see if there was a slight difference between the gaming mouse and the simple optical mouse, and oh boy, there's a huge difference between all of them. I suffered a great time experience between this because it is pretty slow. The cursor was pretty slow with this mouse. I don't know if you can see it, but it's pretty slow with this mouse. But if I move to my gaming mouse, I can change the DPI whatever I want, mouse sensitivity in the shooting games right off the bat, change it right there, and it's pretty great. So if you're looking to buy a mouse, there are cheap gaming mice with the interchangeable DPIs and there are expensive ones. This is a mid-budget gaming mice. You can find it almost for $80, a new one, I guess. I'm not sure. I'll link it down in the description. But this is a really great gaming mice if you're looking for it. This is the Logitech G402. And if you're looking for a good gaming mouse, you should probably go for this, as long as it's not expensive for your workstation. As always, guys, like this video, give this video a big thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel. As always, peace out.